Hey guys, Patrick Donovan, eXp Realty, part of the Johnson Group here in beautiful Savannah, Georgia with Brandon Gieber. What's up, buddy, from Next Move Realty?
Doing all right. Freshly out of Puerto Rico.
How was your vacation, buddy? Good?
Oh my God, it was so good. It was long, but it was good.
Yeah. Did you get the drink package?
No.
Yeah, I bet you did.
No. Well, but
tell me if you're in the comments, if you like going on cruises. Brandon went on a 9-day cruise. To me, that seems like a little bit long. I'll probably do like a 3, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's what my dad said too, was 3 is probably better for the first time, but Joshua just had to suffer.
Well, I'll say if tell us down below what's your favorite duration of your favorite cruise line and your favorite duration of sailing. And if you're here, thank you guys for coming. Please comment down below. If you like our content, please hit the like button. We are going to be covering how the government shutdown is going to affect you if you are under contract or on the market or just in the market, right?
Ooh.
And then we're also going to be talking about the Savannah, Pooler, Richmond Hill, Port Wentworth, Guyton, and Rincon stats. We're going to go over those really quickly. And once again, like I said, if you like what's going on here, hit the like button. It's the one that looks like this. It is the thumb that goes up.
Don't do it. Even if you don't like it. Even if you don't, just like it.
Yeah, if you don't like it, hit it anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I would say, Joshua Gieber, thank you for joining us. Cruising is a blast. I'm glad you liked it, dude. It's awesome.
It was his first one, and he was motion sick most of the time, but he had fun.
That's good. Well, let's just get right into it. You ready?
I'm
ready. Let's talk about your awesome vacation. Let's talk about these awesome politicians that are in office right now. The most amazing government ever in history, ever assembled. Can't keep the dadgum government together for I don't even know. So amazing. So here's what's going to happen with the government shutdown, as you probably already know. If you don't know, and I'm breaking it live now, the government shutdown.
Breaking news.
If you didn't know, now you know. And what happens, right? Flood insurance. There's flood insurance programs and mortgage service hang in the balance. Here's what every coastal Georgia real estate professional needs to know. And if you're under contract, on the market, or about to write a contract, you need to know about this too. So definitely don't leave. Let me ask you a question, Brandon. So you hear government shutdown could stall closings. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I'm just thinking about, the loan process and everything. And if you require flood insurance, you're just kind of, the F word a little bit. It's going to halt your closings. It's going to stall things. So just prepare for that and mentally take a note that you might take a little bit longer than normal. I mean, we are a coastal area, so our elevations
Georgia, as a matter of fact.
I mean, just a fair warning. Just be aware and be prepared. Just set that expectation up front. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're going to get into that right now with the crisis and why the coastal areas are the ones that dealing with the most risk at this point, and that's just right there because they can't write a new policy if they don't have the funds to allocate towards these things. Then they can't write new policies. They can't renew policies. So it's really going to mess up the closing process for you a little bit. So that's just kind of my thought process on that. It's just going to take a little bit longer for you, but we are coastal, remember. So it's just a crappy time and it's fine, but we're going to get through it. It's going to go away. We're going to be fine. It's going to happen. So for you, how big of a deal do you think the flood insurance plays in our market as opposed to somewhere that has a higher elevation like Colorado or somewhere like Wyoming?
Well, it definitely affects us. There's no doubt. And just to kind of show you, give you evidence of what is going on here. Look at this map right here. Actually, let me blow this up a little bit because it looks a little small. All right.
It looks like we're in the ocean, but
so this is Savannah. And if you see AE is a flood zone. This is in Savannah. Oh, by the way, if you are in, let's say you are in Richmond Hill. I don't know if you guys knew what happened in Richmond Hill last year, but it was pretty gnarly. But here's Richmond Hill. So if you want to talk about flood zone, not just in Savannah, but even Richmond Hill is in the flood zone. A lot of Richmond Hill, as a matter of fact, Georgetown, Tulahi, all the islands, all that stuff. So it affects us big time. And if you didn't know, even if you're not, huh?
That's not the ocean. That was property. It just looked like it.
And not just to say that, even if you are not buying in a flood zone area, it is not required. Real estate agent is going to be telling you you should, because this is Richmond Hill last year during Debbie. And a lot of these homes in Richmond Hill did not have flood insurance because it wasn't required. And they are still paying the price for that. Devastating. So, I mean, it plays a humongous role in what we do in our area. So
that's heartbreaking.
These are what stops and what continues. The service has stopped or delayed the NFIP, which we had talked about. And I've actually done a video. Let me just show you real quick so you can see really quick. I did a video on my page with Jeff Brady called What is Flood Insurance Cover? Is flood insurance worth it in Savannah, Georgia? And he goes into depth that you would not be able to go through. It's an amazing video. It's a 38-minute video, as long as one of the longer video I've ever done. But you'll know everything you need to know about flooding in that video. And it talks about the NFIP program. There are private insurance companies also that do cover flood. But you got your FHA and VA processes will be delayed. USDA, they're not going to be doing those loans until the government shutdown is over. Verification IRS, Social Security benefits. What we'll be continuing is cash offers, private flood insurance, Fannie, Freddie Mac, and conventional loans. Here's the thing: if you're doing a cash deal, you don't need flood insurance. Like, I'm going to close anyway, blah blah blah, and I'll just get the flood insurance on the back end. If a name store starts coming, you got 30 days. If you don't do it during your closing, during the real estate transaction, you try to activate it after, it takes 30 days to go into effect. You could get your house blown down by a hurricane before you even get it covered. So maybe you want to wait if you think about it.
If there's a named storm out there, they won't even do it. They won't even initiate it if there's a named storm out there.
So Brandon, not all of it. Right. And then you're up, the creek, if you will. Hopefully not really up the creek, but potentially up the creek. It just depends on what you saw Asheville. I mean, stuff gets crazy out there. So out of all these services, the VA, the FHA, the NFIPs, Brandon, what services do you think is going to be mostly giving headaches to buyers?
I think it's most definitely hands down the NFIP, because we're in coastal Georgia. A lot of the properties around here require the flood insurance, which puts you at an extremely high risk. And if they can't write new policies, if they can't renew the policies, you're just kind of stuck. So I'm hands down the NFIP for sure. Like it's gonna literally just stop your whole thing. Like your transaction is.
Who in the chat lives in a flood zone, has flood insurance? Let us know in the chat, because if you haven't renewed your policy and it's an NFIP, could be saucy pants.
A saucy pants, and they send you it in the mail, so that's cool. They just update you. You might be in a flood zone next time. We got that before. That was just weird. It was like, okay, cool. Thank you. We're moving. Cool. So nationally, the closing crisis right now, this is what is to be expected when it comes to what's happening with the market and what's happening with the government, and we're between a rock and a hard place, but we will become a diamond. But before we can become a diamond, just go ahead and expect 1,300 plus closings daily being stalled. Like, that's a lot if you actually think about it, per day. It's not over the year. It's not whatever. It's per day. So, and you have to lock in your rates, or tomorrow they could go up, and the next day they can go up. So you got about 72 hours before that thing expires, and not to mention the cost per day. You have to think you're already having to save for a down payment. You're having to save for earnest money. You're having to save for inspections. You're having to save for the cost of living, and now you're tacking on every single day. There's an expense that's going to be accrued to you, which is going to make it a little bit harder for you, especially when you're in those tighter positions where, FHA people that only have to put 3.5% down. It sounds great until you end up going 30 days and then adding those 30 days.
God, it cannot go 30 days. People will lose their homes. I'll tell you.
I'm stressed at 8 hours.
I mean, you think about all these delays. It's like I said in the beginning, it's kind of like a highway. There's only so much you can fit down the road. And you're talking about, if you say you were about to close in 10 days, you don't have a flood insurance problem, right? Let's say they open the government in 8 days, right? So all of those ones that were delayed from to yesterday, all the way to that 8-day point, is all going to get shoved right before you. So if you're not making sure that you are it's crazy because these politicians don't even think about this. But if you're closing, you probably already gave your notice to the landlord 60 days ago. They might already got another tenant coming in before you even leave, right? And so now where are you going to go? If you're about to write a contract, I would tell you, make sure that you put 45 to 60 days. Make sure that you know where you're going to go. Tell your landlord you have to work with you, because these idiots in office, they don't even understand how they're messing with everything. Not to mention, some of this stuff's going to have to go. You get a rate lock, it could cost you hundreds of dollars, in some cases daily, to keep that rate lock. So, they need to get this thing under control. They really, really do. So here's your Georgia action plan right here. You got to identify the high-risk properties. Once again, your real estate agent has access to the MLS. I just showed you what it looks like. You also, if you want to do your own due diligence, you can go on Sages, a website, Savannah. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Just put in Sages, SAGSIS. Right?
SAGAIS, yeah.
AIS, yeah, there you go. And that can give you the flood. Yeah, that'll give you the flood maps so you can look at it yourself. But if you're in a flood zone area, you're going to be talking to your insurance company. They're going to let you know what's going on. Hey, do we have a private option? Do we not have a private option? If you get with your insurance company ahead of time. If you don't have one, this is a perfect time. This is why insurance agents are necessary.
But where are they?
Oh, the Geico online thing. If you're like, hey, yo, what's up? They're not from here. They don't know. Okay. If you are calling Jessica Neely or you're talking about Jeff Brady, they live here. They understand the flood zones, and they have the people you need to call. So it's very important when you get homeowners insurance to get an agent that you know. Don't just pick some random agents. You need them to be there when things happen, like what happened in Richmond Hill, which was awful. Okay. Plan contract extensions. That's what I'm talking about. Make sure you have a place to live. If you're a seller, make sure you're understanding, hey, you might be extending. You're going to get an amendment potentially. Okay. Hopefully they don't have to terminate because they can't afford the rate lock anymore and it changes. Rates go higher. Who the hell knows? Good God, I hope not. And of course, early documentation. The lender's going to be taking care of that, so you don't have to worry about that. So,
yeah.
Man, I'm going to tell you, dude. If you're a seller right now, like, what are you telling the sellers, Brandon? Like in this situation?
If you're in a flood zone, I mean,
how can you be proactive? I guess I should say.
Yeah, I would say if you want to be proactive, I would say make sure that you have a current, up-to-date policy locked in. I mean, I'm gonna I'm gonna say this. This is not advice. I'm just telling you. I googled it. I did a lot of the research, and I have come across something that had said. So ask your insurance person, not me. That if you, as a seller, have a policy already that is good, locked in, up to date, everything, there's some additional paperwork that you might have to fill out, but you can transfer that policy. So that might actually save you a little bit of time, but that could be what you would call speculation. So that's why you got to ask the insurance person. But that would be my initial upfront, like, tis the times advice for really any seller that I'm working with at the point.
Get with your insurance agent, see where you're at, see if you can transfer it, elevation certificate, all that kind of stuff.
Right. All right, this is the fun part. Let's jump into the main part. These are the statistics. So we're going to start with Savannah and Pooler. So obviously you can see both markets are showing increases in inventory and longer selling times. A government shutdown is just going to make it more favorable for the buyers. That's not good for the sellers, but it's great for the buyers. So
it's been good for the sellers for a very long time.
Yeah,
let's not act like they're struggling.
It's time to, the tug of war to get
it's starting to go the other way.
Right. And
I'm not feeling bad for sellers, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Yeah, like 200% like equity built in their house. Like, come on.
If they bought at the right time and didn't wait. But you see, Savannah, the median sales price is flat. It's just been sitting at 365 for a while now. And your listing inventory, that's up 34% with your days on market up 10%. I think that's saying something, Savannah. And then Pooler is actually down on their median price, which means maybe they're starting to learn a little bit. Because you know why? Because the listings are surging, 69% up on inventory. That's a lot. And then the days on market up as well. The universe is telling us something. So we should probably pay attention. So, like, obviously we saw the numbers. So, like, what do you think with all of the numbers that you have just discovered? What does that tell us about the buyers and how they're behaving in the two markets, do you think?
Well, I mean, I think it's just like anywhere. I mean, seasonality is playing a role. Listing surging in Pooler. When we see 104%, it could have been from 20 to 40. I think that's what the actual number was. Yeah. So is it that big of a deal? No, I don't think so. But I mean, we're talking about seasonality. This is the time of year that the market's starting to step back. Everybody's in school. I know that all the time, but as a seller, you just got to be patient. I mean, now we don't have that big swath of people. You don't have that big pool of people, and there's more listings. So you're competing against your buddy, your neighbor over there. What's up, buddy? How you doing? That's why inventory's up by 69%. I'll tell you what, I just showed us a $300,000 house that looked like move-in ready, like a Mofraggy. And I was actually like, man, this is a great price. You know what I'm saying? Like, finally, stuff is starting to look like what it should be. Home prices coming down. That was in Pooler. And guess what? Part of that 9% down. So.
Like a Mofraggy?
Huh?
Like a Mofraggy?
Yeah. No, it was great. I mean, I was like, dang, you need to buy this house now. What are you waiting for? Get up on it. New roof. It was like freshly painted. Nice new floors. Like, I was like, 300,000? Do this.
I'll take it.
Richmond Hill and Port Wentworth trends. Median home sales price in Richmond Hill's coming down 6%. Listings down 42% seasonality. Days on the market up 61% seasonality. Port Wentworth, their median home sales price went up by 11%. Inventory's down, but the closings are up. Probably because the closings are up, the inventory's down. That would make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, Port Wentworth's kind of zigging when everybody else is zagging. Why do you think they're moving in opposite directions there, Brandon?
I think because, again, Port Wentworth, I feel like Port Wentworth knew their role in all of this. like they didn't try to price like Savannah. They didn't try to, reach that high. It's not. Port Wentworth's close, but it's not that close to try and pull like a Pooler price because Pooler's gotten bigger, quicker.
Let's go down. Pooler, the prices are coming down.
Yeah, because the traffic is going up.
Right. That's kind of what's going on in Port Wentworth. People hate the traffic.
Yeah. It's a little rough, but obviously Port Wentworth knew what they were doing. Their median price is going up, inventory is going down, and the closings are going up. So I think Port Wentworth is kind of finding their happy spot, but they're coming up to their happy spot. And Richmond Hill is one of those ones where you did a little too much too early, and you're trying. But they have a lot of those bigger, like crazy wealthier neighborhoods too that play into that median price. You got those Fourfield River Club with their $4 or $5 million. You don't come across a Port Wentworth house that often that's like above $1 million. So it kind of makes sense.
Often. I have never seen one.
Never.
Yeah.
But that would be my take. So we're going to just jump across the street and then over the pond. What did I miss? Are we talking about flooding? Yes, girl, we're talking about flooding.
Hey, y'all. Hello, y'all. How you doing? Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. Yes, we're talking about flood insurance. You missed a whole flood part. We'd go back over it, but I don't know if anybody else would want us to do that.
We're breaking the dam of the flood insurance.
But you can watch this later and catch that first part. Right now, we're going through the second cousins and third cousins of Savannah right now.
Oh, the country bumpkins.
I didn't say that.
It is what it is. We are who we are, even though I don't live there right now. But Rincon is just above Port Wentworth, and Guyton is just to the side of it. But Rincon stays stable, just like Port Wentworth. I feel like they were doing their things. Inventory is obviously up because, even 335 right now is tough for a lot of people. But obviously, days on market is down, so they're doing something right? And then you have Guyton just up. You're too big for your britches, Guyton, simmer down. But Guyton is one of those places that has the bigger square footage, the bigger lot, the more space that everyone's like, I want to be close, but not that close. And Guyton's semi-close. It's still like 40 minutes to get to Savannah. You're still a little far. But
there's parts of Guyton it takes me 40 minutes to get to from Port Wentworth.
Right. So it's
like if I want to go to Honey Ridge, that's a 45-minute drive.
Yeah, you're driving
from Port. I'm practically Rincon. I'm basically in Rincon.
Someone has ran out of gas a couple of times and got in.
And signal.
So
can't hear nothing.
Nothing. It's almost like going out to Ellabelle and you're on like Cricket or T-Mobile or something.
I can hear the banjos playing.
But you see, the prices are up. The inventory is up. Days on market are up. So your square footage, your bigger homes that may or may not create a moat when it rains, like they're up because they started too high. Guyton started too high from Jump Street. Whenever they started doing Guyton was one of those super expensive places that was right outside of Savannah. And now they're still trying to climb with the trains, but they're not doing a great job of it. And that's my take. And with the knowledge that we have just taken in, what do you think drives that kind of contrast between the two?
This is definitely a price issue right here. And not to mention, like hello, y'all said these are the stepchildren of Savannah. That's rude, by the way.
Are they the redheaded stepchildren?
Yeah, they're the redheaded stepchildren of Savannah.
She said,
but I would say prices, it's kind of far out there. It's not very convenient to anything. You're talking about like I said, from Port Wentworth is basically Rincon. I don't live far from Guyton. Like I literally live. Probably I can get it to Guyton in a mile up Hodgeville. Maybe that's probably more like what do you think? What would it say?
I could probably throw a football
4 miles.
Guyton.
Right. And then to get to another part of Guyton is still 40 minutes. Like it's huge. They don't have a lot of stuff. No. So I think that's why the days on market are up. I mean, like the prices are expensive. They're too far from anything. And yeah, so that's why I think that's going on right there. Here are the interest rates. If you are curious, these were from yesterday. They're not much different than they are today, but I'm still going to want, for accuracy's sake, I'm going to show you what is going on today. So today, according to Mortgage News Daily, and of course, this is for your most highly qualified person. And did you say they have a Dollar General? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of places have Dollar Generals. Hello, y'all. So they have a Dollar General.
An IGA.
And a mullet. And a mullet. They got mullets out there. And then they got their conventional loans are 6.6 or 36%. FHA loan 6.05. And then the VA loan is 6.07. So if you're looking for a loan and you need a loan officer, originator, and or whatever kind of loan things, just let us know. We can hook you up for sure. All right. Now, Brandon, with these rates being where they're at and the potential delays because of the stupid people in Washington, do you think this could be a problem if the rates go up and you got it locked, but they can't close? Like, how is this going to work?
I mean, like you said, add a rate lock because you probably won't have it anymore. In Savannah, like affordability is hard enough. A lot of things are expensive because we are who we are. We are the creme de la creme of Southern society.
Okay.
Okay. So, I mean, any kind of delay at this point is absolutely critical. It can mean the difference of you having to overpay monthly and not be comfortable. You're going to be house poor, or having to just walk away from potentially a lot of money on the table, which is kind of scary and it's kind of rough. But that's
even if you lose, here's the problem, and this is why I get upset.
I love your problem.
If you got this rate locked in, you think you're going to close, you're happy as hell, all this stuff is going well, and then you potentially, if rates go up, and then you potentially lose what you already had, and then now you're another $50, $75 a month. Now that doesn't seem like that big of a deal, right? But when you amplify that times 300 or what is it?
Times 360
months. You're talking about that's thousands and thousands of dollars this shutdown could cost you because two parties, which our system is broken, by the way. I don't care if you're Republican or a Democrat. I don't care. It's broke. Two-party system's broken. It's just broken. The government's broken. If they can't keep the government open, then they should not get paid for an entire year. You take away their salaries.
While other federal workers don't get paid.
Yeah, exactly. It's BS. But anyway, I don't want to get into that.
Work for
very
the people,
upset with these guys. Dadgummit. It's just frustrating, bro. Like you got people suffering out here while these rich people are they're not affected.
I know. It's that we elect them and they do what they do. What can you do? I don't know. So what we're trying to tell you right now is like take action now, even though 48 hours ago would have been better. But here we are. Sorry. Like
you're in it now.
So let's I mean, it is what it is at this point, so we're just going to be positive and move on. So Patrick, I'm going to ask you, if you're working with a buyer right now, what's the number one piece of advice that you are giving to them heading into this mishigash of that?
I would say look at the county you're moving to, and then you find out who your representative is. Then you find their address And you
my
keep it
God.
with them for a while until the shutdown, right? Because you can't move into your home. Let's just stay with them and eat their food because they don't care.
My
Come
house
on
is.
by.
Do you have
Kick
a
the
pull-out
feet.
couch?
No, they get to sleep in the pull-out couch. You get to sleep in their bed. That's the way it should be. No, my biggest advice is, hey, look, here's the thing. The longest, like I said before, the longest shutdown is 35 days. But you got to have lodging. You have a place to stay. So make sure that's secured first. If you're a seller, obviously you can stay in the home, but you know it's going to be delayed. It's going to be cascading effects, or Congresswoman too. Yes, I agree. But also, yeah, just stay in Congresswoman, Congressman's, whatever their houses. No, what I'm trying to say is make sure your living situation is good, because I think that what will end up happening is if you gave 60 days notice, or say you're about to go buy a home, you're about to give 60 days notice, you got to tell them, hey, look, I got to have a place to stay. Let's just work this thing out because these people don't work. Make sure that you are secure in your housing. And hello, y'all is saying, stay at Buddy Carter's house. It's probably nice. You know what I'm saying? You sleep in his bed, share his pillow.
Hard
You know what I'm
pass.
saying?
Hard pass.
No.
No.
Use his CPAP machine, put it on your face, and just so you just kick it back.
with good old Buddy Carter.
Yeah.
Hey, that would be some Instagram stories, like chilling with Buddy Carter. He's getting paid. I don't have a house.
Here's the thing. Use his toothbrush. That's gross. We went CPAP. I thought that was a little bit too far, but now we're using toothbrush. No, I don't think so.
To clean the toilet, we're not using that.
Yeah. But I want to say, if you're in it, just stay in it. Just be patient. Just try to deal with it. I know home ownership, depending on how long you plan on staying there. You heard before I say 6 to 10 years is how long you should stay. If you're going to make a 6 to 10 year commitment to a home, then it's a good time to buy a home anytime.
Yeah.
If you plan on making a 3-year commitment to a home, then you should not buy a home right now, for sure. I think we've said that 1,000 times.
The crappy time is now that the tides are turning and it's the buyer's time. Now we shut down.
Buyers are on the party ship, just partying. They're like, I need a new roof. I need a new door. Give me some AC. You know what I'm saying?
Drink number 15. Hey.
The sellers have been using the buyer's toothbrush for a long time.
Ew.
I mean, they've just been living La Vida Loca over this. Sellers just selling their houses and buying Lambos. It's been crazy. Now it's the buyer's turn.
I want a Lambo.
Hey, I know. Ask for it in your contracts. We might get it. You never know.
Get it.
That's it for today's show. I really appreciate you guys joining us. Hello, y'all. You were late. You might have to watch the recording. It's fine. Josh, thank you for coming on. Any of y'all that were watching and you haven't pressed the like button yet, I don't know what the heck is going on with your buttons. Is your buttons broken?
The button has to be broken.
People watching and no likes, so I don't understand what's happening.
Because that would be rude.
Equivalent amount of people watching should be the equivalent amount of likes, and I don't see it. So give us a like. If you like our content, share with your friends, and I appreciate you coming back there, Brandon. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys soon.